Yo, what's going on, man? Fam, whatever you guys say. What's this here? Oh, yeah, it goes away. Just want to talk about something really quickly, mainly for men, but women obviously have to make this decision too. Basically, it's about how home birth and my experience with it. You know, my wife's a little bit of a, how do I say? She likes to try the different methods or the alternatives. She's a bit alternative. Basically, she tells me, which actually wasn't really the first home birth. I mean, like I've got 3 kids now, so the first kid we had in the hospital, and the second kid we had at home, and she came to, and the third kid we had at home too. So when she told me, obviously the first time, well, obviously everyone's always like, yeah, I'm pregnant, whatever, and we're going to hospital, great, perfect. But when my wife fell pregnant with my second child, my son, she told me, yeah, I'm thinking about having a home birth, and you know, we've been together a while, so I'm kind of like, yeah, no problem, we'll do this. So yeah, so anyway, day of the birth, I happened to be at work, and she's calling me, obviously telling me, yeah, you should come and now, because the baby's coming, and I was on like a night shift, and I was like, oh no, I gotta race home now. So I kind of just left my job site. I said, look, wow, basically there was no one there anyway, so I locked up the doors, took off, and got home as quickly as possible, and missed the birth by literally like a minute, I think 2 minutes. What this did though, obviously there was 2 midwives there who specialised in home births, and what they did, obviously, as soon as I got there, they gave me my son, and I held him, and I was like, oh great, this is a nice feeling, as it is when you get your son. So obviously the process was, the midwife takes the baby out, passes the baby to the mother, then the mother will then pass the baby to me, and so on and so forth. So, what I noticed was that was, yeah, a very special, sorry, in the case of, let me go back a little bit. In the case of the first birth, the process was my firstborn, my daughter, the midwife took the baby out, put the baby on the mom's chest, and then in-laws came, and then the baby went to the in-laws, and then the baby came to me after. My son's running around. Hi, hello. I'm doing a video. Yeah, don't mess around, please. My son's a little bit wild at the moment. He's still quite young. Can you go in the back room? The front room, please? I'll come in there in a minute, okay? Yes. Anyway, so what happened was, yeah, the process was the in-laws got the baby, then the baby came to me. Now, what that did to the relationship between my daughter and me, it kind of made it a little bit more, made her a little bit more distant to me. What I've noticed is she leans a little bit more towards her mom, of course, naturally, and then her grandparents. So I only realised this after the birth of my third child, which I'm going to get to in a minute. So the second baby came to me. Can you, excuse me, wait 1 second. Can you please go out into the front room, please? What are you doing? What the hell is this? Can you go into the front room? I'm going to be there in a second, okay? Please give me a second. I'm going to be there in a second. I'm doing something on the... No! I'll be out in a second, okay? Yeah. Now he's in the strap. Yeah, so what that basically did was, that made us, obviously my daughter, like I said, is a little bit more distant towards me and more close to her grandparents. With my son, the process was midwife to my daughter, the mother, and the mother to me. And that made, although you just noticed my son's a little bit, you know, he's 3 years old, so whatever. Me and him and the mother are we're closer than my daughter. Now what happened on the third birth was my daughter was born at home, and what happened was the midwives were supposed to come. She called me up and told me to come, so I left work, got home as quickly as possible, and I was like, okay, great. Everything should continue as usual, and I'm going to sit here and watch and record the whole thing. But what happened was the baby came too quickly, so the midwife had not arrived, so I had to birth the baby. Some wives there, you know, legs spread, and I'm like, okay, great. And then all of a sudden I see this head coming out and all this liquid flies over me. I'm like, whoa, what the, oh, no, we're doing this. Anyway, so I'll go into autonomous mode and I'll start birthing this baby. And the process was then baby to me, which was nice. I held the baby, then baby to mother. Now what I realize now with this last baby is the baby's now closer to me. Now, I don't know, maybe this could be just a speculation, but I'm thinking it might be important that we birth our own children in order to develop that bond, because, you know, they say that the mom has to bond with the kid. But I find that fathers have to bond with the kid too. And I think that the process that it goes to the midwife or anybody else before it goes to the mother and to me, or the father, in this case being the father, I think that's kind of, I don't know, I feel like there's some sort of sacred bond. I don't think that anybody else should be touching your baby before you. That's just my opinion. And like I said, I see it now with my baby. She just always wants to be in my arms or the mom's arms, naturally. But she's, you know, she's looking at me like, oh, wow, this is great. And I never really had this with the other two. Although I'm closer with my son than my firstborn, I realised that because I was like third in line with the first birth, my daughter's a little bit more distant to me than it would be. And it's weird because everyone thinks, oh, wow, it's your daughter. And, you know, but what I've realised having obviously 3 kids now is that some of the children are not as close to you as, you know, as you'd like them to be. You love them all the same, but some, you know, so it's just natural that some relationships just don't develop between some people, and it doesn't matter if they're your kids or not. So that's what I would say. I say going forward, what you need to do if you're gonna have a baby soon, and you're planning to go to the hospital, don't go to the hospital. Or if you do go to the hospital, say you want your husband to bring the baby out, or your partner, or your mom, or whoever else, and then pass it. Either obviously the mother and the father should be one of the first 2 people who hold the baby, not the midwife or anybody else. That's what I would suggest, because I think that develops such a sacred bond between you guys. And yeah, I think it will help the relationship going forward, and maybe helps keep people around. I don't know, just saying. But that's all I wanted to say anyway. Home births, I would definitely advocate them and encourage them. And if you're thinking about if you're pregnant now and you're like, oh, I'm not sure, choose a home birth. And trust me, yeah, there's some nightmares. I know there's some nightmare stories that, yeah, maybe it goes wrong or the cord's gonna be around the neck or something. These are really isolated cases. They don't happen that often. And I think in most cases, if you'll know before if your baby's gonna be a complicated birth or not. You know, you'll know that before. Even these qualified midwives who come to your house, who do that sort of stuff. I'm not saying stay at home and have a birth with just you and your husband. You should have a professional there at all times. And like I said before, you'll know before if there's going to be any complications, like if the baby's breached or whatever. So, or if you've got previous experience with it, you'll know if if you don't open up properly and, you know, all that other stuff. Then I don't recommend having a home birth. But if you know that everything's all right and you've done it 1,000 times before, and yeah, you're confident, I would say definitely choose a home birth, especially like if you're healthy and stuff. Definitely go for that option. It's way better. And trust me, you'll thank the whole experience, and you'll probably thank me at some point for it as well. Yeah. Anyway, I'm out. It's just a short video. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe, like, check out my podcast, Black Apocalypse, The Horseman, Living in Germany, Family Fair, and austelio.com. We have a lot of things going on at the moment, and yeah, catch me there. I'm out.